In an age long past, Saturday morning was a time of wonder. Legends were forged and 1,000 adventures across countless television sets. In time, that cartoon magic faded, and our champions were forgotten. Until now. Journey with our heroes into the past as we rekindle the wonder of those weekend cartoons. Saturday morning lives again here on Saturday Morning Roleplay!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Saturday Morning RPG. On each episode of this podcast, we pay homage to the beloved and forgotten cartoons of our youth by playing a tabletop RPG based on those classic stories. I'm your Game Master, MC Williams, but you can call me Mickey, and with me at the table today are...
Hi, my name is D. Resumatic, a.k.a. Hollis. I'll be playing Alan Kazaam.
My name is Katie Bolaños, and today I will be playing Victoria Thursday.
And I am David Nair, and today I will be playing Sam Salabim, just a simple country mentalist and illusionist.
So, maybe more than any other cartoon, Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Inc. gang are a cultural touchstone. The show was created in 1969 as a way to capitalize on the success of the Archie show based on the Archie comics, which featured a traveling teenage rock band. The gang was originally conceived of as their own traveling rock band who would solve mysteries between gigs. The characters were not based on Archie, but on The Many Loves of Dobby Gills, a show about an awkward teenager trying and failing to be cool and popular. Fred is based on Dobby himself, Daphne on Dobby's unobtainable love interest Thalia, Velma on the academically gifted but unpopular Zelda Gilroy, and Shaggy on the lazy beatnik Maynard G. Krebs. The rock band angle was dropped, the bongo-playing sheepdog became a cowardly Great Dane, and the rest is history. Countless teen detective cartoons would follow, all formed in the mold of Scooby and the gang. Jabberjaw, Speed Buggy, and Josie and the Pussycats to name some of the better-known ones, but none would reach the levels of Scooby-Doo. So why don't we go around and you tell me, A, what playbook you're playing today, and B, a little bit about your experience with Scooby-Doo and or the knockoffs of Scooby-Doo.
My playbook will be The Mundane, and reference material-wise, I've been watching Scooby-Doo since I could basically read, and all the knockoffs like Speed Buggy, Jabberjaw, all the good ones.
Katie again. My playbook that I'll be using is The Expert. Victoria is loosely based on Velma. I was looking at other character tropes and saw how many of these, like from the Archie comics and from Josie and the Pussycats, the girl who is not the Daphne type almost always seems to have a V name. So I was like, let's go with that. And what better supernatural expert is there than Wednesday Addams? So she's loosely inspired by a little mashup of the two of them. I love Scooby-Doo. I have since I was a little girl. I don't know what it was about them, but even I was watching an episode of Scooby-Doo this morning of the old cartoon. I was like, there's just something so inherently funny about the gang together that just doesn't compare to they made a bunch of movies in the 2000s and they're just not as funny as the cartoons from the 70s somehow, or from the 80s. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I love them. I think part of it for me as a little girl was I really liked Velma. It was really nice to see someone kind of like myself, a smart girl who is using her knowledge to go on adventures and be helpful and it's actually be doing something that wasn't just oh, that's for girls or whatever. So she wasn't just another Daphne. She was someone cool, and I loved seeing that kind of representation.
All right, and so Sam Salabim is using the playbook The Crooked. Once we decided we were, rather than a rock band, we were going to be a traveling magical act, I remembered a James Randi quote of, magicians are honest liars, and I just like the idea. And also just in all of the Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo knockoffs, there never was a character, they always hunted con men and liars. I thought it'd be funny if just one of the characters in the group that hunted con men and liars himself was a con man and a liar. So Sam Salabim is a teenage semi-reformed con man and liar, probably the only person ever in juvenile detention for tax fraud. And my experience with Scooby-Doo was I watched it a lot, and I think the biggest impression it had on me, it was my introduction to the concept of skepticism. And just the idea that just because something seems supernatural and all the obvious evidence may point to a supernatural explanation, if you dig a little deeper, there's usually a rational one, which I think that I latched onto that, and later in life, it became a much more important concept to me.
Yeah, and I will be NPCing the titular Cato the Scaredy Cat, who is, of course, a white tiger, because what good teenage detective group doesn't have their animal companion? He is loosely based on Scooby and, of course, old Snagglepuss, because, I don't know, I just love that character a lot. Unpopular opinion, I really, really loved the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which is one of the only ones I think where the ghosts are real, but also it had Vincent Price. Who doesn't love Vincent Price? So that was, I mean, Scooby-Doo was definitely very much a part of my growing up. Same thing as David was saying about having that idea of skepticism, and also the idea that the real villain is capitalism, because it's always people who are down on their luck, where times have left them behind and they're just trying to make a buck because things have gotten bad.
Was that reference to 13 Ghosts a spoiler alert?
It is not. Probably it's not. We'll see. So one of the fun things about the system we're playing today, which is of course Monster of the Week, powered by the Apocalypse system, is that I only have so much control. Your decisions and your dice rolls are going to have a lot more say in whether the ghosts are real than I do. So we're going to find out together. So join us now for a series inspired by the mysterious adventures of those meddling kids and played using Monster of the Week, Cato the Scaredy Cat.
Cato the Scaredy Cat. Well, you wanna be brave, but you're not like that. When danger's around, it's a panic attack. Cato the Scaredy Cat. Well, the doctor's analysis, fear-based paralysis.
He needs a courage dialysis.
Someone get me out of this! Cato the Scaredy Cat.
A scaly creature emerges from the bay and crawls onto the beach. The area is decorated for some kind of event, but the monster ignores this. It stalks along a deserted amusement park towards a small storefront that looks out of place. It's roped off from the rest, and a movie poster hangs from the rope. It shows a somehow fake-looking version of the scaly monster, and the title, Rampage of the Gator Man, in garish green letters. The monster stares at itself for a long, tense moment, and then roars, ripping through the poster with wickedly sharp claws. The camera fades to black as the creature begins smashing up the lighting rig. Alright, so it is now morning, and the gang is pulling up to the Sculpin Bay Thrill Park, where a festival is being held. You have all been hired to come and be one of the performances at the amusement park. Of course, you're going to be doing magic, and so you have been brought in to be one of those performances. As you pull up, you see that part of the parking lot is actually roped off around a number of trailers with people moving busily around. The rest of the lot is being decorated for the Hockomock Bay Harvest Festival. The opening ceremonies are tomorrow evening, and then the festival is going to run over the next 3 days, culminating in a giant bonfire on the beach, according to the helpful marquee over the entrance. Just beyond, we see workers swarming over an enormous stage that has clearly been decorated for the festival and has just as clearly suffered some kind of accident.
Oh, great. This is what they want me to work with? I guess we don't need to put in the trap door.
We've pulled up to worse spots. In fact, we've pulled up to many worse spots. In fact, we've made a lot of spots worse when we've pulled up to them.
Right. We did have to perform in your house.
Yeah, that wasn't... I didn't even own that house. I just put my name on it.
You know, if you don't feel like you can use this stage for your very complicated illusions, I could just do a longer set of myself.
I think the most...
Maybe I just headline this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the best illusion...
I've got a banner made already.
I think the best illusion you could pull off, Sam, is convincing the world that you can keep an audience entertained.
From the back of the van, Cato pops up holding the banner that you have absolutely made. You mean this one, Sam?
Good boy.
No, Cato, there.
You've convinced Cato to go along with his
now.
plan, too? You made him make a banner?
I think it looks delightful.
He offered.
Boys, we don't need to fight about this. One of you could always do like the first set, and the other of you could do the second set. It doesn't have to be a pissing contest every single time that we get to a new venue.
I'm sorry. You're right. Absolutely right. Let's do this fair and equally. So everybody who's been trained by a world-class magician who you grew up with, and like every time Alan says like 2 lines, he's jerking his thumbs at himself. Like, go ahead and raise your hand. In fact,
Cato
you know what?
his hand.
This, like Alan looks at Cato just so angrily when he raises his hand, but it doesn't do anything to stop him.
I'm with Cato. If Cato wants to headline this time, let's go. Cato, you can handle a simple tripwire, can't you?
History would say no.
That's fine. I'll just do the tripwire, and you just go up there and look beautiful like always.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should just go ask them about what they can and can't accommodate with this so-called set.
Fair. And we should probably ask what happened, because we don't want it to happen again in the middle of the show and break all the mirrors, and then we'll all have 7 years of bad luck, and that's just going to chase us down and make everything really uncomfortable for a long time.
Sorry, I don't want to pull rank on anyone, but I think the leader, me, has to make the decision. I think what we should do is go check in on what's going on here to see what's happening. I think that's probably the best call. That's what my leadership instincts are telling me.
I think that's a great idea, Cato. I think that's a great idea, Alan.
So again, I have to side with Cato on this one.
Like Alan does the thing where he points at his own eyeballs with 2 fingers, and then points at Sam like, "I'm watching you. I know you're trying to take the top spot here." As they walk towards the ruined play area.
Yeah, as you approach the main gates, you see a very harried-looking man in business casual attire approaching you with a little name tag on his shirt. It says his name is Arthur Burghart, and he's the entertainment manager.
Well, hold on. I think, sir, I'm getting a reading from you. He takes the man's hand. Now, I feel your name. It starts with an A. A-B.
Arthur Burghart, nice to meet you.
You're important here.
And you must be the magicians we hired.
You seem troubled.
He looks at you, he looks at his name tag, he looks at the destroyed set, and goes, very clever.
Actually, like, Alan passes him, and then comes back around and passes Sam and goes, "There's a tear on the right leg of his pants." Like, just over his shoulder, just like as he walks by, just not helping my friend Coldcast at all. Like,
I foresee a trip to a tailor in your future.
And at that, he actually does look a little confused.
Mr. Burkhart, sir, you'll have to excuse my compatriots, the talent. They just don't know when to turn it off. Yes, we are the traveling magic show. Abe Kadabra's magic thing at your service. We couldn't help but notice that there's a huge hole in our performance area, and that's kind of an issue, and we're kind of hoping that, like, maybe that won't happen again. So can you, like, tell us what's going on and give us some assurances that this is, going to be safe for the talent? It would really be a shame if either of them had broken legs at any point in the future. She's going to stare at them both pointedly.
Alan just leans over to Cato. "She's talking about you."
Cato looks very, very hurt, but completely convinced. Arthur takes a long-suffering sigh. No, you don't have to worry about that. That's not the performance venue. You're actually going to be at the Stormy Seas Theater, which is farther back in the park. That is actually the set for the Revenge, I don't remember. Something of the Gator Man, a movie that's filming here. They have been a giant headache, and now they have pieces of their set falling down, hurting my park.
Yeah, it's Return of the Revenge of the Son of the Gator Man. It's a classic.
And you can see a poster. It's clearly Rampage of the Gator Man.
Is this something I've read about in a book? Possibly.
Give me a, let's see, what roll for the expert makes sense?
That would be sharp for me.
Roll investigate a mystery.
All right. Forgot how to do that for a second. I was reaching for my real dice. And add a +2 to that, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So that's going to give you...
So that's a 10.
That's a full 10. So, yeah, you have absolutely read about the Gator Man. The Gator Man is a local cryptid that exists in this part of New England. It's said to haunt the bays and occasionally come out, cause some havoc, go away again. Apparently, there has been a very... not famous exactly, but fairly well known in the B-movie circuit, a director named Ted Lumber, who is making a movie about the Gator Man and has been going on scene to make the movie around where the monster supposedly lives.
All right, and how long has this legend of this cryptid been around?
You're not entirely sure, but the resources you had read said that it stretches back at least a couple hundred years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, the Gator Man, I've heard about that. Seems that he's well known for going on these rampages. Are you thinking someone is messing with their production?
I think it's just lazy PAs who didn't secure a lighting rig and are trying to blame a monster on their own shoddy handiwork.
Have you looked at the ropes yet to see if there's any, have you asked the authorities to investigate this?
Not my circus, not my monkeys. The theater, the movie set has taken over that entire area of my park and said that I am not to interfere, so this is me not interfering.
Okay.
Has the movie set taken over our part?
No, the theater, thank heavens, is still open. The powers that be haven't completely ruined my Harvest Festival. You are still going to have complete access to the theater. The movie people are not involved in that at all.
Well, then I don't see any reason we all need to be worried. And Sam is just strolling on to the theater.
All right, yeah. Arthur will lead you through the main gates of the park and will give you sort of the grand tour. He will pull out from the entrance a handy-dandy map of the park, and I am going to give that to you in the chat now so that you actually have it.
Now, while Alan's walking by the ruined set, he is gonna he's just gonna narrow his eyes and just look it over. I guess it would be an investigative mystery check, just taking a look at it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me investigative mystery.
That would be a 6.
A 6. That is a total failure.
No.
So sometimes a fun thing about the way this game works, sometimes when you fail, nothing appears to go wrong. So that's what's going to happen here. Nothing is going to appear to go wrong.
So Alan just looks at it like, man, I hope it's not as bad as Return of the Gator, man. That one stunk.
So what were you trying to figure out?
Did it look like the damage was done by somebody using a sledgehammer, somebody demolishing the area, or did it look like an animal attack?
Honestly, at this point, it's hard to tell. The crew has been hard at work since whenever this happened and has repaired too much of it for you able to tell much of anything.
I'll notice him looking and say, when we don't have this Arthur guy breathing down our back, we should just circle back around, take a look at it ourselves, because I don't trust what this guy is saying, and I just want to make sure that our magic show is not going to get interrupted by another crazy person in a costume who's just trying to drum up some publicity for himself.
That has happened an ungodly amount of times.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I feel like it has happened to us at least once a week for at least the past year or two.
It always seems to be when we come to a new location for our magic show.
Right. I mean, I think we had a few months off around the holidays, and then I think during the summer, I don't think we had any. But you're right. Starting up in the fall, it's just been once a week.
It really is peculiar how seasonal these things are. Mm-hmm. Says to me that there's something going on there.
I think the most odd thing about the seasonal nature of it is how so many of the situations we run into appear to be themed around the holidays in which we run into them. It's really bizarre.
Well, it would be weird if you saw a Santa Claus in the middle of summer.
And that is true.
So Arthur is going to lead you through the main gates, past the midway, past the carousel. You see a huge aquarium coming up ahead, and then the Stormy Seas Theater is sitting just shy of the aquarium and the kids area, the Luna Park.
All right, so we passed by where the problem was. Where was that in the amusement park?
There's a large section of the Midway Games area that has been roped off and turned into... You can see that there's been some sort of set of a storefront constructed in what used to be the Midway, and a lot of that's been shut down.
Okay, so that's pretty close to the theater.
It is very close, yes.
All right, so Arthur takes us to the theater.
He does, and he's as he brings you in. Let me introduce you to Chris Lotta, the general manager. He's overseeing the whole park. If you have any questions and you can't find me, he's the person to ask. And he introduces you to a man with a very large beard and a plaid shirt who has another name tag with the same logo on it that says, again, that his name is Chris Lotta. How are you folks doing? Are you all the magic show?
Yes, we are the magic show. Sam Salabim at your service, Mr. Lotta.
Fabulous. And where's Abe? I've heard so much about Abe Kadabra.
We don't. Abe is so laser focused on getting all the backroom stuff done. He allows Sam and I to take care of the day-to-day physical social interaction operations.
All right, roll manipulate someone.
He lets you take care of it?
I will roll, but Victoria doing that, Alan's like, hush, support staff.
Cato puts a paw over his mouth.
Let me see here. Let me give you a roll. Uh-oh. No.
Chris won.
Thankfully, that is a 5 with Alan's bonuses.
A hard 5. Amazing. Yeah, Chris 100% gives you a skeptical eye. He doesn't say anything, but he very clearly doesn't believe you that 3 teenagers should be running around without any adult supervision.
The tiger's in charge.
Unlike these two, I'm actually very mature for my age, and I will be taking care of all of the ins and outs of getting this running. They're just the faces.
And I'm 21 in cat years.
Now, in my defense, I was once tried as an adult.
Alan's like, that's true, he was.
He gives you a bigger eyebrow.
So the state of Louisiana felt I was mature.
Sam, you probably
And Sam
shouldn't
walks
be
off offended.
sharing that with complete strangers who are trying to do business with. This is why I should not let you two out of your cages ever. I am so sorry about them, Chris.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that Arthur knows what he's doing. Not going to
We are
second-guess.
professionals. We are very successful. We've drawn large crowds to fill up every venue that we've ever been in. You have Cato here. He is always the star of our show. High selling point. Everybody loves a tiger, right? Right, Cato?
Of course. How you doing, Cato? Nice to meet you. And he holds out a paw to shake. A very concerned-looking Chris takes it, his hand absolutely swallowed in the paw.
Good boy, Cato. You can have a treat later.
A biscuit?
A biscuit.
And Cato starts purring.
I'll pet him.
All right, so you are led through into the theater proper and along the stage. In the background, you see the Harlem Globetrotters are preparing a performance, and you are led to your dressing rooms.
Well, thank goodness the Harlem Globetrotters are here. I was worried there wasn't going to be anybody
I mean,
responsible.
I don't even know why we're needed as heroes if the Harlem
Yeah.
Globetrotters are here. They're going to solve this mystery before we even get out of the dressing room.
Like the one with the infinite afro is going to solve everything before dinner. Like,
Yeah, there was a whole issue with the episode where they hired the Harlem Globetrotters, and so they got the likeness rights, but then none of them were actually able to attend the recording session due to a conflict. Oh. So they will occasionally show up to do reaction shots, but none of them will say anything.
Amazing. Okay, so boys, let's try and get all of our things together for the performance, and then maybe the 4 of us should go check out the scene over there, make sure that nothing is going to interfere with our audience and our show.
That sounds like a plan as always. I think our usual way of unloading the van is we just have a harness that we put on Cato because he is a tiger, and everything we need is just in like giant luggage wheel cases, and he just like a mule pulling a cart.
like it's covered in it's covered in those ratchet straps with everything's got wheels underneath it, and there's just one strap we put on Cato like a shoulder harness.
Oh, he'll totally hold it over one shoulder and just walks on 2 legs, dragging it behind him.
Also, I'm going to need the 2 of you to pull your act together, especially in front of all the important people we have to talk to, unless you want to find piranhas in your bed sheets and inside of your costumes, because I have already figured out how to recreate both of you on that stage, and I don't need you. So if you want to be a part of the show, tighten it up. Got it?
How long can a piranha survive in a bed sheet without water?
They make mighty fine sushi.
Long time.
Well, all right then.
So where would you like to go at this point? You can do kind of whatever you want, honestly.
I mean, Sam is very much, unless pulled in another direction, is just going to be focused on the show and not yet care at all about the mystery of the Midway. because he's a very selfish person.
Fair.
And much more greedy than he is curious. So
The Alan is usually a little goblin, and just like going around and like finding complimentary like bags of complimentary mints to steal. But he actually does like the Gator Man movies a lot because he enjoys garbage. So his interest is a little piqued by like what's going on out there with the Gator Man set.
Absolutely. And if you're a fan of the Gator Man movies, then you know that Ted Lumber is here.
God, that better be an Ed Wood joke.
It is.
So Alan looks at Victoria and gives her a little salute because while Alan loves undermining Victoria, there's a time to advance and a time to retreat, and for Alan it's usually retreat. Like it is but he looks at Sam and he goes, if we go over to the set and they think we're solving mysteries, they won't notice if we take props with us that we could sell at Bad Movie Con 86. Next time we pass through Scranton when it's going on.
see, this is why I'm so much smarter than you. I don't know why they'd have to be real props to sell them, but fine.
He does sort of put his hands on his fists on his hips at the real props crap, but he does sort of like nod like, yeah, he does have a point.
Yeah, let me make sure that Chris isn't sniffing around, and Cato, when we get out there, do you think you can make sure that Arthur is not around to yell at us?
How do you want me to do that?
I mean, use your great tiger eyesight, and like, don't you have like a really good sense of smell?
I didn't mean how do I find him. I meant how do I keep him away?
You're a tiger?
Cato, we keep reminding you, you're a tiger.
Tiger, where?
You're a very large predator.
And he spins around looking for a tiger.
Never.
All right, Cato, just stick with us, and we'll point him out if he is in the way.
Okie dokie.
Are there magical supplies, because their vehicle is Alan's absolute like alleged car, an Edsel. Is there stuff in a trailer in back?
That's up to you. If you want to have a trailer, or if you just want to have a trunk that keeps pulling out way more things than should be able to fit in there.
Okay, it has to absolutely be a trunk.
We just established that Cato is our tiger mule, and he pulled everything out. Like, we loaded him up with a little cart from the car, and so all of our stuff is there in a little cart.
It all came out of the trunk. It shouldn't have been able to fit. There is absolutely not enough room, but Cato has unloaded it all. It is bigger than the entire car, somehow.
Alan reaches into the cart and like arms shimmy around, and then he pulls out a high visibility yellow vest and hands it to Cato. He's like, "Here, if anybody comes by, tell him you're directing traffic and tell him to move this way. Just move along."
And he absolutely does.
All right, so it sounds like we're heading to the Midway Mystery.
Midway.
All right. So Cato, in his high-vis vest, comes walking with you back out of the theater towards the Midway. The park right now is fairly empty except for obvious employees, and up ahead at the damaged set, a bunch of people in what are clearly movie roles. They're not dressed like the park employees, but they're also not dressed like tourists.
Now, does the park have like rides, or is it just like games of chance and stuff?
No, it is a full theme park. On the map, you can see that they have the kids park, which has like the small kiddie versions of things. They've got a Ferris wheel, go-karts, 2 different roller coasters, a haunted house, a hall of mirrors, a Revolutionary War ghost show, and then a whole water park area.
So Alan's looking around as they walk towards it, and just sort of idly says, like, sort of to himself, sort of to the others, like, "Man, I hope they have an Upchuckinator. I haven't seen one of those above the Mason-Dixon line."
Sure, yeah. No, they've definitely got one of those vortexes of death here.
The cone of tragedy. Given that, like, the movie people are standing around and, like, they're not dressed like the park employees, what are the park employees dressed as? Because that feels like something they'd notice real quick for disguise purposes.
100%. Yeah, they've the management people are all just in business casual, but the park employees proper all appear to be in something that looks vaguely old New England. Like, it could be Revolutionary War, could be 1800s. It's just kind of generic old New England.
So as we're walking towards it, if we're walking towards these individuals who are in the middle of their Hollywood business, do we walk up towards a conversation that's already in progress, or we can sort of stop and like hang back and like eavesdrop?
You certainly can try if you want to roll investigate a mystery for me.
I will definitely roll it. Does anybody else want to roll investigate? Because we're all together.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, more of us rolling means more of us possibly getting something terrible.
13.
Like that.
I got I think a 12. Hold on.
Yeah, you've got a 12. Katie, you have a 13. And David, that's a hard, 3?
That's a 3, yeah. So like I was saying, the more of us that roll, the more something could go terribly wrong. So
all right, so we're going to resolve these each individually. So we know, Hollis, you were trying to listen into a conversation. So you absolutely, as you're walking up, you see a scrawny teenager who is trying very, very hard to get someone's attention. He's got a little notebook in front of him and a pen. Please, can I need to see Ted. I'm his biggest fan. I just really want an autograph, please. I mean, I've been a fan of the Gator Man movies for the last 3 movies. I mean, the third one's a little bit of a letdown, but I think the fourth one's really going to bring with the series. It's its peak. And the whoever is the walking security is just arms over chest in that standard bouncer way, being like, absolutely not. No one sees Mr. Lumber. Katie, how are you trying to investigate? What were you trying to do?
So Victoria's main thing in coming over here is that she wants to take a look. Arthur said that the lighting rig broke, and she wants to try and see the ropes themselves to see if there's anything there. And she is prepared to pretend to be a cryptid expert to get through.
Absolutely. And so both of you on Investigate a Mystery, since you got a 10+, you get to ask 2 questions from your list of questions that I previously sent you.
So is that, I guess, since I'm just trying to find the ropes, do I need to ask someone to find the evidence, or can I just find them and use what happened here as
You can just ask what happened here, and I'll give you what you see by just being a great investigator.
Okay, so I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
So what happened here, GM?
As you're looking more closely, you see that the repairs have been underway for a while, but there are some very clear signs of what look like slash marks. It's not clear what it was done with, but you don't get the impression that unless someone was really, really sloppy with their tools, that this was something that happened from the wind. This is definitely something that somebody did. You also notice, since you got a 13, as you're looking around, a couple of weird symbols carved into the set. Could be part of the movie. It is a movie about the occult, after all, but it could be something more unusual. You're not sure, but you do note that there are those weird symbols there. And Hollis, you also get 2 questions for this conversation that you're overhearing. What questions would you like to answer?
Oh, I also got a 12. I'm on a 12+, so I can ask any question I want as well.
You don't have the advanced investigate a mystery move. So you just get the 2 questions.
And I can ask one of these questions?
You get 2 questions.
2. Okay. So the first question I'm going to ask, where did it go?
Where did it go? You're overhearing a conversation. What are you trying to figure out what happened?
I'm trying to overhear. Now, am I still only hearing the Ted Lumber fan conversation?
You can kind of overhear a couple of conversations. I just want to know what it is you're trying to figure out so I can tell you what you hear.
Yeah, what I'm trying to hear is sort of I don't know if there's a direct question that would correlate to it, but basically is what happened being considered mundane? Or are people who are fixing this involved in trying to repair this or get on with the day, are they weirded out by what has happened?
Gotcha. You can hear a couple different conversations going on. There are mixed opinions. There are a couple of people who are convinced that some PA just didn't tie the rope they were supposed to tie and that they're refusing to admit that they just messed up. But there is a watchman who swears that he saw some weird creature crawl out of the water and then crawl back into it. Nobody believes him. He's a crackpot who constantly sees things, so no one really believes him. But there's at least one person who swears he saw something. All right, Katie, you have another question.
Yes. Is there anyone nearby me that I can ask my next question?
You certainly can. You can walk up to any of the people you see that you want.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to someone who is, like, I guess messing with the set. And I'll say, excuse me, I'm a local expert on the local cryptid known as the Crocodile Man. We heard about what happened here with the lighting rig falling. Were these symbols here before that happened? Is that part of the set?
Yeah, I'll give that as a what happened here. And so
Thanks.
the PA that you walk up to is like, well, I mean, they're not part of the set design. They're not on any of the drawings, but I don't know. Ted likes to occasionally just come in and do things on his own and not tell anybody. He's kind of a cowboy director that way, which makes it real hard to work with him sometimes. But I didn't notice them. I don't think they weren't here yesterday. I know they weren't here yesterday. I don't know if he put them here himself. He sometimes just gets a wild hair about making the set perfect. Oh no, I forgot his coffee. And the PA goes scurrying off.
I can take it. Okay. Apparently Ted needs his coffee, so that's what I'm going to set myself to doing now, is finding coffee to give to Ted so I can talk to him next.
Okay, if you want to try to talk to Ted, give me act under pressure, I guess, to try to find coffee in this place.
I get to roll sharp again for that.
You do, yeah, because you are the expert.
Womp womp. That's a 7.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you get a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. So the way I like to do this is to give you a few options and let you decide which one you want to go with. So you can either find the coffee, but it's going to be absolutely terrible break room coffee. You can find the coffee, but you're going to have to leave the park to go find it at a local coffee shop. Or you can find the coffee, but it is going to be scalding hot and he is going to be mad at you.
I guess I'll settle for break room coffee.
Okay, so you go wandering around in a couple places that say employees only that you absolutely ignore, and you do find the employee break room, which does have a pot of coffee. It doesn't look fresh, but it is there.
Yeah, I'll pour a cup and then go looking for Ted.
All right, what is everybody else doing at this point? You found your coffee.
Are we ready to narrate my 3?
Oh, yes, going back to your 3. So on 3, on Investigate a Mystery, don't worry about it.
Yeah. How badly can this go?
I'm sure nothing happened.
Okay. Good.
That's true.
So just for your edification, sometimes when things go wrong, you give away tactical information about yourself, or someone learned something they weren't supposed to. So nothing happened. Don't worry about it.
Alan's current his outfit, his sort of default outfit that they use for the stock animation of the cartoon is a tuxedo coat, as like a magician would wear, but like a faded off-white T-shirt underneath it that basically has like the local equivalent of like Captain D's on it. It's like a shirt from like Steve Shrimp Shack, and like of course he had, like the coat has full tails and he has like white gloves and everything, but he's just wearing like this greasy T-shirt under it, and he walks up to where the bouncer is currently trying to deal with like the obsessive Ted Lumber fan. And Alan walks up and goes, "Listen, I understand. I do. You care about Ted Lumber. I care about Ted Lumber. We all care about Ted Lumber. But the thing is, only important people can get past this line." And he sort of steps past the line with the security guard. He's like, we can't just let everyone back here, okay? It took me years to build up the trust and build up the and take advantage of the opportunities given to me to get on this set. And I believe in you. I believe you can do it too. Just like he can. He pats the security guard on the shoulder. He's like, "You just got to keep doing your job." Like this guy. And he pats the security guard again. You keep
Roll
reaching.
act under pressure.
You keep reaching for the stars, kid. I believe in you, and I'm sure Ted does as well. I will absolutely roll for under pressure. Hold on. That is a 5.
That's a 4.
That is a hard
it's a 5. That's why we're laughing.
So, yes, you absolutely are going up and like, "Oh, I believe in you, and you're like tapping security guards on the shoulder, and as you go through multiple security guards, you suddenly find yourself somehow outside the park.
I think years later, when Cato the Scaredy Cat is in reruns and college students are watching it, the drinking game is who ends up in handcuffs first each episode.
If it's somehow Victoria in the episode, you had to chug, like, because she's never if she is at fault, she never gets caught. Like, she's the only one.
Exactly.
And I have a -1 to my charm, so that...
Yeah, but that also means that you don't... So, essentially what that means is you're bad at disarming bear traps, which means you don't go near the bear traps, whereas Alan and Sam dance across the bear traps every single round.
It's true, it's true.
Alan finds himself outside the park. He's like, I'm never going to get tickets to the Upchuckinator on this part. Like, at this rate, I'm never going to get those tickets.
All right, cut to Sam. What are you up to?
Well, I was going to try, a terrible lie, and as a 17-year-old, claim to be the OSHA representative for the movie and needing to investigate the scene. But apparently that went fine. So no one stopped him at all. It was completely uneventful. So
that was your investigative mystery role. If you want to try to pretend to be the OSHA representative, I'm going to need act under pressure.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
It's not terrible.
I add something to that. I think I do. I don't. So that is a mixed.
That is a 7.
Mixed
so
success.
again, you're going to get 3 options. You're trying to pretend to be the OSHA inspector. So you can successfully convince them you're the OSHA inspector, but they are going to have a lot of problems with the OSHA inspector that they want to talk out. You can pretend to be the OSHA inspector, and everyone is going to be terrified and kind of not want to talk around you. Or you can pretend to be the OSHA inspector, and your outfit is only going to fool them for a short while.
It is better to be feared than loved, in Sam's view. So clearly, let's go with the fear. We can use that.
Okay, so you come strolling out from somewhere. The show doesn't really make that clear. You just come strutting out from wherever your quick change was in a full OSHA inspector gear. Why you have this prepared, who knows, but you do. And you come marching up with your handy-dandy fake credentials, and everyone immediately kind of stands a little bit straighter up. Everyone shuts up, and it's just like, oh, it's the OSHA inspector, it's the OSHA inspector. Okay. So where would you like to do? What would you like to go? You are...
I mean,
Your
I
new
think it
power.
was basically, I need to inspect the accident site, and I need to be briefed on what happened to be sure that, steps are being taken to make sure this doesn't happen again. So... That's going to be the investigative mystery where I rolled a 3.
So you are brought over to they show you where this all across the set, but no one wants to say anything about what happened. Everyone is terrified of getting sued, and worse, having Ted bring down the fury of heaven on them for shutting down the set. So no one is talking to you. Katie, you have your coffee.
All right, where do I find Ted?
You have managed to find out from the various people you talked to, because you rolled really well, that there is a series of trailers that you saw in the parking lot earlier. Ted is probably out there in a fury right now because his set is delayed. They should be filming already.
Okay, I'm going to go find his trailer and knock on the door and say, Mr. Lumber, I think I got your coffee here.
The door opens, and you see a man in just the most 70s mustache you've ever seen.
Amazing.
Open the door in a vest and a long button-down shirt, a little bit shaggy, kind of a crazy look in his eye, but that might just be the lack of coffee. Oh, finally. I don't think I've seen you before. The PA's constantly changing their names. He grabs the coffee, slams the door in your face.
Actually, she's going to knock on the door again.
He opens the door again. What? I already got the coffee.
I know, but I'm not actually a PA. I am a local cryptid expert. I have dedicated my life to studying the crocodile man, and I think that I can help you with your problem that you're having.
If you were a real expert, you'd know it's the gator man and not the crocodile man.
Oh, she would have said gator man. That's a Katie. That was a Katie flub. Please don't blame Victoria and hold her responsible.
Or this is where Victoria pulls out some,
I rolled really well, you guys. Well, that's fair. That's fair, too.
If you look at the bite patterns of the...
Yeah, roll me manipulate someone and see if you can convince
That's
them.
fair. Yes! Okay.
With an 11, you 100% convince him.
Well, actually, the name Gator Man comes from, it evolved from Crocodile Man when they originally said it, because people who first were seeing the Crocodile Man were from further south from here where there aren't any alligators. And so they used a misnomer to call it the Crocodile Man when really there are no crocodiles in this area. So finally the name just morphed into Alligator Man, into Gator Man as people learned more about this country.
Oh, really? That's fascinating. I haven't seen that in any of my books. Come again. I need to pick your brain about my notes.
Thanks.
And yeah, he absolutely ushers you into the trailer.
So in your notes, Mr. Lumber, did you have anything about those symbols that are carved into your set right now?
What symbols?
That's what I thought. Yeah, there are some really creepy symbols that are carved into your set alongside some slash marks. And I'm pretty sure none of your PAs or set designer people actually put them there. Unless they were really getting into things that they probably shouldn't be and then doing it while they weren't really aware of themselves, in which case you're probably up a creek without a paddle.
This was probably Victor. He likes to make changes when I'm not looking because he thinks the special effects are more important than the aesthetics of the shot and will just change things to make the shot look right. I need to have words with Victor.
Oh, well, do you want me to talk to Victor? I can give him a lecture about how it's completely incongruous with the legend of Gator Man and take that work off of your plate if you want.
You rolled an 11, so sure. He lets you go talk to Victor and gives you directions to where Victor is setting up for the day's stunts.
Great. Is there anything else that you want to tell me that might be useful for kind of figuring out what's going on with like that weird accident and those symbols?
I mean, I don't know anything about the symbols. You have to talk to Victor about that. But, I mean, it's just an accident. These things happen on these sets. It's very hard to get good talent these days.
Oh, you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. You understand. Everything's more
really
expensive.
do.
Budgets are tight. It's hard to get good help these days.
You know, I think you and I probably have a lot in common.
I can see that. I absolutely believe that. Now, if you don't mind, I have to get ready. We're behind schedule already. We have a whole day's worth of shooting to catch up on.
Okay, bye. And she's just gonna turn around and leave.
Alan, you're outside the park.
Alan has he's like as he is trying, he's like, okay, he's looking around and he's like, they're not gonna I've got it. And he looks at the security guards and he's like, I'm pretty sure none of them know that tuxedos are not from the colonial era of America. So he walks up and he on the way to like the security guard entrance tries to surreptitiously grab like used cotton candy sticks from like from one of the cotton candy vendors, or like half empty popcorn bags from like the popcorn vendor, and like tries to walk past the security guard like, just park services, just trying to clean up, got a lot of trash here, a lot of garbage.
All right, give me act under pressure to try to pull that off.
I cannot wait to see how the dice betray me this time. That's an 8.
You can absolutely convince them that you are the garbage man, but they are going to set you to work picking up garbage in a different part of the park. You can convince them that you are the garbage man, but the ruse is only going to last you just past the first security check. Or you can convince them that you are the garbage man, but there is going to be something weird inside the garbage.
Oh, I've got to go with something weird in the garbage. Like, I think that I have to.
Okay. You manage to grab the discarded cotton candy sticks and old popcorn tins and throw them in a bag and start carrying through, and no one questions you. But as soon as you get past the main entrance, the bag starts to shake and there's something inside that bag.
All right. So Alan's looking at this shaking bag, and it's like, you have to turn every weakness into a strength. You have to, and so he tries to get further into the movie set, holding the shaking bag out in front of him. Like, animal control, park animal control. Very dangerous, very dangerous.
Roll act under pressure.
That's a 9.
So you can successfully get into the area you want to get in, but the bag is going to burst and whatever's in there is going to get loose. You can do it, but they are going to have another problem they want you to investigate. And I think those are your only 2 options this time.
All right.
I've got to go with the burst bag. Like, whatever's in there has to be free.
All right, so yeah, as you get past the movie set, no one questions it. Everyone just assumes you're doing your job. But as you get around to the center of the set, the bag explodes, splaying trash everywhere, and a very angry raccoon comes out and starts chewing on trash and screaming, scaring a terrified Cato, who goes up a light pole and is now sitting at the top, refusing to come down.
Alan looks at the raccoon, trying to munch on one of his closest friends, and looks at whatever horrified movie set like timps or gophers are around, and he says, will anybody available please let Mr. Lumber know that we're ready to film the were raccoon scene with the tiger?
And the PA runs off to do that.
And for heaven's sake, does anybody have a cup of coffee? It's just, you cannot find coffee on this set.
And a second PA runs to find coffee. Sam, what are you up to?
Yeah, so Sam realizes the OSHA investigation was a complete bust. So no need to continue that ruse. So Sam's going to, walk off. I think every time one of the characters in the show does, like, illusionary magic, there's a certain cartoon sound effect that plays. And Sam, just in his full, like, OSHA gear with a clipboard and a fake mustache and glasses, just walks into a porta potty. The door closes, that sound effect plays, and he walks out exactly in the clothes he was wearing before he put on the costume.
Absolutely.
And just does a quick change in the porta potty.
That is 100% what happens.
And then I think just goes looking for his co-workers. I mean, friends.
You do see Alan standing in the middle of just an absolute mile of trash, just everywhere all over the set, with an angry raccoon that has treed a terrified tiger. And off in the distance, you see Victoria coming back, headed with purpose towards a different trailer that is sitting near the set where you see people busily working.
Yeah, I think Sam looks at the trash, looks at Victoria, looks at Alan freaking out, looks at Victoria, looks at Cato up a flagpole, looks at Victoria, looks at a raccoon rabbit, and then just walks to match Victoria.
Victoria's gonna see you and roll her eyes. Oh, what is it now?
I just wanted to check in and see what intel you've gathered, Victoria.
Well, I'm still gathering intel, so you just need to stay out here and try not to mess anything up, or I will bust your kneecaps, okay?
They hear from off-screen Alan yell, "Has anyone seen the OSHA guy?"
I'm not even gonna ask what's going on back there.
I don't want to know either.
For once, you and I are in total agreement. Okay, remember your kneecaps. And she's gonna go knock on the guy's door. What was his name again?
That was Victor.
Victor. Hey, Victor. You have to let me in. Mr. Lumber sent me.
Oh, what is it now? I am very busy man.
Well, he wanted to yell at you, but I intervened, so you're welcome. But there's like these weird symbols on the set right now. Did you put those there?
I do not know why. Ted is always accusing me of putting things on his set. The only times I change his set is when he has done things that are dangerous, going to hurt actors. I explained this to him. OSHA man already show up. It's bad for everyone. Whatever symbols you're talking about, I know nothing about them. Those are Ted.
Great. Did he do something dangerous yesterday?
Not yesterday.
That you had to fix?
Not recently, but it's a running thing. He does not respect the stunt. He always thinks the shot is more important than the stunt. It is a problem.
What stunt?
And you're gonna have to give investigate a mystery to get more out of him.
Okay. That's a 12.
So yeah, you get 2 questions.
What was this stunt going to do? What are you referring to?
From the list, so what is being concealed here is probably the thing you're looking for here.
Okay.
So what is being concealed here? So what is being concealed here is that there has absolutely been a couple of incidents on the Gator Man series of movies. Now that he starts mentioning some of these things, you do remember having read in the past some newspaper articles about accidents on the old Gator Man stunts that were covered up. There were allegations that Ted was maybe negligent, more interested in making the shot look right and not caring as much about his actor's safety. These allegations were, of course, denied. Nothing ever came of it, but it's kind of known that he's tough to work with.
Wow. And I guess kind of, again, what happened here? Like, was there a specific incident recently that has been a problem?
There hasn't been an accident yet, but there is a stunt coming up when they do their shoot at the firehouse later tonight that Victor is worried about, that he thinks that Ted is not being careful enough about. There's going to be a whole thing at the fire station. He wants a man to be on fire. It's very ironic. I understand that. But the length of time he wants for a oneer for this man on fire is too long for a man to be on fire. A man cannot be on fire that long. I don't care how good a shot it is to make it in one cut. The man will be dead.
I actually know of some ways that you can keep a man on fire for a really long time. But a magician never reveals.
Sorry to interrupt here. I stick my head through the window. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, just to back her up. She's very correct about this. Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. That was actually.
Oh, anytime.
Huh. We're gonna talk later about what it is you want. But Mr. Victor, magician never reveals her secrets. But you can come to our show later if you've got time and see for yourself.
I will have to try to do that. It depends on if the firehouse shot gets done tonight. We're behind schedule, but Ted, of course, wants to push ahead anyway.
Well, you can find us at the Stormy Seas Theater. Otherwise, I think I'm done here. So, good luck. Bye.
All right. Let's cut to Alan.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did Alan receive one of the terrible cups of coffee from the break room?
Yes.
One of the scalding hot cups of coffee?
Oh, no, it was terrible. It was from that same pot of coffee that, having tasted it, you're pretty sure it's been sitting there for at least a day.
Alan goes to sip and goes, terrible. I would have much preferred if it was scalding hot instead of terrible. Try again. And I guarantee you, he'll have something to say if they bring him scalding hot coffee. But, he sees other people around the set looking at him, and he's like, no, don't worry. This is like he waves his hand fakely at the tiger raccoon situation. He goes, this is all above board. We already had OSHA on set. They already okayed all of this. He's basically just biding his time until the runner who was supposed to go get Ted comes back.
I'm going to, you know what? Tell me what. Roll luck. Give me the 2d6 and then add half your luck. Rounded down, and let's see if Ted actually responds to this PA or not.
That is a 9.
A 9. So it's going to take a few minutes, but yeah, you do eventually see Ted come following a very harried and scared-looking PA, as Ted is yelling at him the whole way about the where raccoon scene is not supposed to be until tonight, and where did the tiger come from? It totally ruins continuity.
As Ted is finally getting there, if this is okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say the PA has brought the scalding hot coffee, and Alan simply goes, terrible. I'd rather have disgusting flavored coffee than scalding hot coffee that's too hot to even drink.
And the terrified PA runs off again.
When Ted finally gets there, Alan puts both his hands around Ted's in like a very aggressive handshake. He's like, Ted Lumber, so great to meet you. Alan Kazaam, enormous fan, enormous raccoon wrangler, enormous tiger haver. I am a man of many strengths, as you are. I might have more strengths. That's fine. I'm humble about it. You're perfect in your own way. I wanted to talk to you about what appears to be this Gator Man situation.
The only situation is that we're not filming.
That might be. However, I don't believe that the Gator Man who destroyed your set earlier was part of the film experience. It appears as if you've got a cryptid on your hands. Now, you've already had an OSHA inspector on set, and I'm pretty sure they saw all this trash lying all over the place. Alan waves his hand at the trash he very clearly caused, but Ted don't know that. And he's like, so we need to nip this cryptid situation right in the bud.
You've been talking to Tiger, haven't you?
You mean my tiger? Yes, I have been speaking to him a lot.
No, not your tiger. Tiger West, the stuntman.
And he's like, you have a stuntman that's also a tiger?
He's not a tiger, he's just named Tiger.
Why would you name a tiger tiger? That's like naming a dog. And Alan looks up at Cato like, am I speaking Chinese? Do you understand what I'm saying, right?
It's very offensive to tigers.
Thank you. Like, Ted, can I call you Ted? Teddy, look, you have to approach things with a certain level of tact that people expect from artists in your situation. I'm a big-time magician. I understand this. My friend's an even bigger-time magician. Don't tell him I said that. He is probably somewhere stealing all your complimentary mints because he's a professional, Teddy.
There is no Gator Man. It's a movie. The Gator Man is a man in a costume, or I guess a woman in a costume. She gets very finicky if you're not careful about that. Whatever, it's a person in a costume, and only Tiger thinks it's a real Gator Man. It was an accident, someone wasn't careful, that's all.
I would say there's now 2 tigers that think it's real, and it points at Cato. Like, I haven't met your tiger. It sounds like a very practical tiger. I'd love to meet him. We have biscuits if he wants one.
As soon as you say the word biscuit, Cato's ears perk up, and he comes charging down the pole and jumps into your arms.
Now, see, that, like while Alan is holding the tiger in his arms, looking at some very befuddled, like, gaffers and set managers, he goes, and that is how a tiger stuntman outflanks a were-raccoon. Okay, everyone, take notes. That is lunch. If Ted's like, that's not lunch, Alan's like, shh, that's lunch. We've already got a no-show rep on set. We don't want anyone not taking their breaks.
And yeah, that's lunch. Everyone starts to scatter to the winds, and off in the distance, you see 2 police cars go tearing down the road with their sirens on. And that's where we're going to leave this episode today.
Wait, I have a good button.
Go for it.
I assume, so Sam and Victoria come back towards where Alan is. Alan is moving as well since everyone else is moving, and she's just going to look at the 2 of them and say, Gadzooks, you guys. We got a mystery on our hands.
And fade to black.
Victoria, I don't think you're wrong. I think there are 2 tigers on this set.
Saturday Morning Roleplay is produced and edited by David Nair and MC Williams. Music is by David Nair. The SMRPG logo is by Michael Ray Williams. Email us at SaturdayMorningRoleplay@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or suggestions. Follow us on Facebook at Saturday Morning RPG, on Instagram at Saturday.morning.rpg, and on Blue Sky at Saturday Morning RPG.
And then maybe like the moral on this one would be something like OSHA violations. Because there should all be things that have no application to a child. Kids, if you're in a work environment and it doesn't feel safe, don't let your manager tell you things are okay. Find your union rep.
Kids, remember, 2 tigers is too many tigers.
And kids, it is never okay to actually threaten to put piranhas in your friends' costumes or to bust their kneecaps.